Hi, and welcome to my series called Messages of Joy. My name is Joy Koff, and I am the owner of Miracles of Joy. And today, I am so honored to be able to interview Shauna Grace. Hi, Shauna.
Hi, Joy. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and I'm so happy to be here.
So Shauna, for our audience, Shauna it has been named, she's known as a celebrity psychic. And she was named number 15 psychic medium in the world. And she's also number 4 angel communicator. So Shauna, what is a psychic, a celebrity psychic, and what is an angel communicator?
Great questions. Well, I'm very honored to be called that. Basically, through my career and just kind of building the reputation I have, I've had the privilege of working with both, everyday normal people of all different backgrounds, as well as various celebrities. And I've also taught at major corporations as well, teaching various workshops. I've worked with NFL players, top music industry professionals. So I'm very blessed that my reputation has kind of gone around, and I've had the opportunity to work with people in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. And of course, an angel communicator is someone who communicates and channels angels. And that's actually where I very first started, when I officially came out of the spiritual closet.
So how long have you been doing this work?
Well, technically, my whole life, I've always had the gift, used to be able to connect and see spirits. And I'm also a medical intuitive and empath specialist. So as a child, I could also feel illness and, imbalances and the grownups around me, which you can imagine as a 5-year-old, that was a bit overwhelming, especially when I wasn't fully developed myself. So I couldn't fully comprehend what it was I was really experiencing. I kind of did nothing with that. I really tried to shut it down and push it away. And it wasn't until after my father passed away when I was 19, who I was very close with, and ironically was a medical doctor, that's when everything kind of opened back up. And from a pretty traumatic experience in college, it helped me. The gift of that event was to teach me that I can no longer ignore my own intuition. And I have to really step up and own who I am. And once I did that, I started doing readings randomly for friends in college and eventually professors, which led to girls' nights, and then eventually workshops for Microsoft, and everything just kept growing. So that's kind of how it eased into it. But to sum up, I've had the gift my whole life. Professionally, though, probably for at least, I would say probably about the last 7-8 years, give or take. Yeah.
So how old were you when you first recognized that you had this gift, and how did that come about for you?
Well, like I mentioned, it was probably around the time I was about 5, mm-hmm. where I would see spirits. I would see both angelic, happy, fairy-like energies, as well as very dark things that were very scary. There was a shadow person that was in the apartment that my mom lived in when I was younger. And I remember being so terrified because I was seeing it just sitting there. And that was really petrifying. And when I was older, probably in middle school, I was able to remove headaches from my friends and teachers, or I could feel when something was off. And I would say, you should go get this checked. Or I could, even if it was something simple like a skin thing, sometimes I remember being able to feel if it was like staph or if it was something else. So I always had that, but I didn't really think anything of it. I just kind of did it. And it was cool.
So what is your motivation for doing this work? What is my why do you do this? Why did you pick this gift or this profession?
Well, it kind of, a couple reasons. One, it just kind of came to me, and I'm just gonna be completely transparent with you. After the very traumatic experience in college, there was this moment where I literally felt like my life could very possibly end. And I ended up having this vision where I was suddenly in front of this tree, this most beautiful large tree. And to me, I very much feel it was a tree of life, or that's how it was being represented. And my father, who had already passed, was there, along with Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael and Archangel Metatron. And here I was standing there, and there was a very profound conversation that took place that made me realize I needed to get back on the path I came here to do. There was a reason why I was given what I was given, and I have to do what I basically was assigned in coming here and chose. And at that moment, that is when I recommitted to myself, recommitted to bringing more light to where there is shadow in this world, and really helping people recognize their own divinity. Because so often, Joy, I feel like, especially in the metaphysical world, sometimes people think that, oh, well, it's just special people that have that gift. Not everyone has it. But to me, I feel every single person has intuition, has these amazing spiritual gifts, and it's a matter of identifying how it comes through for you. And then if you're able and willing to apply it, hone it and apply it to whatever you want to do in life, your whole way of being and your outside circumstance can be completely transformed. It's just a matter of really getting through those core roots and those core blocks that we really stop ourselves from fully accepting and connecting to who we are. And when I started doing this work, it was so profound. Not only the impact I was able to have on other people, but more specifically helping them have these amazing breakthroughs themselves. So then they could take this work and do whatever with it that they chose to do. But it's life-changing. Mm-hmm. And I think we need more love and more light and kindness in this world. And I say all the time, it doesn't take much to be kind. And to me, kindness and that unconditional love and joy energy is it is the highest frequency that we can connect to. I often call it the God frequencies, that divine creator source, unconditional love. And so why not share that in this world and really help people make these transformations for themselves? We're so much more powerful than we realize.
So my next question is how do you connect?
Well, for me, I connect many ways. I obviously have my own daily spiritual practice. The easiest way for me is I tune into my highest self. I often call meditation time communion time, where I'm literally communing with my angels, with my guides, as well as with God, source energy, allowing myself to be open to any messages that I'm meant to receive. Also, in times of strife, I find seeing the magic of the creator within the world around us really helps me realign and reconnect, just by looking at being a little bit of a hippie and looking at flowers, or, touching a tree, or just seeing the magic. If you just allow yourself to be open, it can help you get back in alignment, especially when in moments when life feels overwhelmingly terrible or when bad things happen, I also have noticed in the past when I haven't done that work, I do feel obviously more disconnected, and I feel more alone, and recognizing the God energy within myself, aka my soul, the soul connection, that to me, I often describe the soul as that divine spark from the creator. Therefore, we are directly connected, and tuning into that light is also a wonderful way for me to connect to God, source, spirit, creator energy, whatever vernacular you prefer.
So what kind of sessions do you offer?
Great question. I offer one-on-one sessions, 1 hour, just, psychic medium, angelic communication. I always approach every session as whatever's in service of your highest and best good. I am also a medical intuitive, which is, I know, a bit on the rarer side. It's not as prevalent as, say, a psychic. So I definitely provide that service as well. A medical intuitive, that basically means I have the ability to visually see and read into the physical body. So I see areas of someone's system light up that are perhaps out of balance, and really allowing myself to see the core root of the issue. So a lot of, I work with a lot of people who, might be having some major digestive issues, and they've been seeing, various doctors, and they're getting tests, and it's like they can't figure it out. And they come to me, and I see what the root cause is, and then I can refer them or send them to, the appropriate practitioner. For obviously legality reasons, I have to say I'm not a medical doctor. I just simply see what is showing up. And it was pretty scary coming out with that too, Joy, just because it's a little bit of high pressure, because you don't want to be putting fear into people. And there's a very specific way in how you share the information. And I'm a firm believer in that we absolutely can heal ourselves. Our bodies can heal itself. And what really made me kind of step out and not be stuck in my own fear was the fact that I had a client who came to me, and I was seeing, this is an extreme example, but I was seeing some pretty significant situation in her colon. And I was like, you need to go get a colonoscopy. You need to see your doctor right away. And she went, and long story short, I didn't hear from her for like 2 years. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call from her, different number, and it's the same client. And she was like, Shauna, I have to tell you, thank you so much for telling me to go get a colonoscopy, because I did, even though I didn't want to, but I did anyway. And they found stage 4 colon cancer, and she had to have emergency surgery. And the doctor said, had she waited just 1 more week, she could have, she probably would have died. But because she was willing to come see me for the issue she was having, and that came up, it literally saved her life. And so when there's things like that, and you can actually make that much of an impact on someone, you have to be willing to be brave and, share what it is, what's coming through. And a lot of times, it's not that extreme. It's just, a wide range of medical issues or mysteries. But when you heal someone's life on the physical level, so many things can transform. So I do that work. And I also am an empath specialist, as you know. So I really target and work a lot with empaths, light workers, sensitives, heart-centered business owners as well. I teach intuitive development and psychic development specifically for empaths, so they learn how to hone their sacred sensitivity and hone their gifts, so it's not this overwhelming, how do I move forward? I keep getting stuck in this cycle situation, because the empath is so blessed with gifts. Sometimes we just see them as like a curse or something bad, because we're so overwhelmed by the outside stimulus. But if you learn how to hone it and really direct it in a beautiful way, oh my goodness, empaths, I feel like, are part of this huge energy that's changing the world.
So tell us about, how does someone prepare for a session with you?
Well, it depends on what we're looking at. If we're just doing a one-on-one session, I do a lot more of group programs and one-on-one programs, which I'm sure I'll chat with you about. But for one-on-one session, just be your beautiful self. I always approach it as whatever's in service of your highest and best good. That's what's going to come through. I'm not a reader who is going to tell you what you simply want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I'm receiving. With that positive, highest good intention in mind. You're welcome to bring any questions you want. We can look at any categories you want. I really just channel and share what your personal angels and guides are sharing with me, because after all, they know you better than me anyway. So why not just share what they're sharing? If you're coming for a mediumship session, if you want to bring an item, you can. You certainly don't have to. Most of the time, my clients don't. And what I love about the mediumship sessions is the fact that I also help people open up so they can physically feel the energy of their loved one, because we miss this. We miss the physical. And so being able to help people recognize that they have that ability is so healing and so empowering for them. And it really helps with bringing closure and connection.
So tell us about some of the workshops you offer.
Yeah. Well, I'm just about to start launching a group course that I used to do up in Seattle when I lived up there, which was quite successful. It's the Archangel series. So especially if you are really interested in truly connecting with your personal angels, but also this beautiful range of archangels, during this class, which I meet with people once a week, the group, via video conference. So you can be anywhere in the world. And not only do we go over the history, but also what they help with, but then we do a meet and greet. So you actually get to have your own experience of meeting and greeting these particular archangels, which allows you to not only build your own connection with them, but also learn to understand what each archangel feels like, how they come through for you. So if you're doing, if you're a professional in, the spiritual, if you have a spiritual or healing profession, you'll be able to identify very quickly which archangel is helping you out or who is showing up for your client. Even if you're not in a metaphysical industry and you're just wanting to explore that, this is so helpful because you're able to really tune in and connect to whichever archangel you're wanting to in that moment for whatever issues coming up, or just simply wanting to expand your own psychic and communicative abilities with those higher vibrational planes. A larger program that I also offer is How to Be Your Own Psychic. So that is a 12-week one-on-one course. So you actually get that one-on-one targeted time with me where it really allows you to hone your psychic abilities, well, identify and hone, and then be able to apply them in your everyday life, which is so amazingly life-changing in my opinion. But also really getting clear, really processing and clearing those core roots that really stop you. Because what I found so often with empaths, and this is a course that's really, really supportive if you're an empath, and even if you're not, it's awesome. But so often we have these core wounds and these core trauma loops. And so even if you're trying to move forward, you can still get so stuck, and it's like, this self-doubt or this, fear of failure, whatever it is for you. But getting crystal clear on what it is and what that voice is, and then being able to transform it, shift it, and release it. You no longer deal with the core, these, cyclical issues that keep stopping you. So then you can really move at an amazing positive pace, as well as, not having to just stay stuck in that space. And it's truly, truly amazing. And I also do a longer 6-month program for specifically heart-centered business owners. So those that are wanting to not only utilize their intuition and their psychic abilities in a professional manner, but also we cover the whole business building and really learning how to get clients and connect out there and really build in a really positive way, so you're not feeling like you're just constantly struggling because you have a gift that you want to share with the world, but really it can be really tough feeling like you can get it out there. And then lastly, it's like, whoo, and we all have to go through that sometimes, but it's like, I want to give people what I've learned so they can just go ahead and just jump in and really expand in their own magical way. And then for a selected few as well, and I do kind of have an application process for the one-on-one program. So if people are interested, definitely reach out. But I also do teach medical intuition, which is it's not something that I have completely open to just anybody. There's definitely an application process, but that one-on-one program is really beneficial for anyone working with the physical body, whether you're a massage therapist, you do Reiki, energy healing, nutritionists. I've had a couple nutritionists actually do this work, and it's been amazing how fast it's transformed their business and their income because they're able to provide an additional service and have the confidence in really sharing what they're getting. And you're able to target from multiple standpoints, which is pretty awesome. So that's something else I definitely offer.
Okay, Shauna, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining this interview.
Thank you. I'm honored, and I love you. And I'm so happy to be here and with all your beautiful people.
Okay, and we're gonna go for now. So bye for now.
Bye, darling.